In the bottom left in the blue, he is the number one, or at least has been the number one player on ladder. He's the Inferno player. It's Vortix. And in the upper right in the red, playing Vanguard, it's Mixu. And let's see. So for now, it's gonna be a command post first, coming out of Mixu, overcharges the bobs, you know, does that thing, slows down creeping a little bit, but in fairness, as we take a look at the setup, Lancers are not nearly as good at creeping as they used to be. So creeping for the Vanguard in the early game has been nerfed a little bit in 0.1, just a tiny bit. Now, how that works out here, I don't know, but for now, dash. Oh god. These brutes are eating so much. It's going to be fine at the end of the day, but still just a little bit annoying. Sniping, maybe. Nope, not going to be able to jack the creeps. So for now, Vortix are getting everything that he could possibly want. Now, Barracks is going to go down. We should see a sentry post in the Luminite line, not off to the side like we saw happen in that game that ended. And with an overcharge here, oh, nice body blocking, but not quite going to find it. So sentry post going down. You need to have two of them at once to get started. Otherwise, it's a big problem. So sentry post is going to go down. Now brutes into the main base, causing all of these issues. And again, there's no overcharge, but there is mass repair. And that should solve some of the problems. Now the sentry post is done, trying to body block the Lancer away from things. And that's a pretty cool idea. So Lancer's stuck in a bit of an awkward spot. Sentry post not all that strong, but now dives in. There we go. And the damage. So sentry post. Oh, okay. Sentry post will fall down, but it kills off the majority of these fiends. Overcharge, yeah, has to get spent, but Mixu's okay. Mixu's gonna be fine. He's already here on 10 workers in the natural, 10 workers in the main base. And yes, this setup is, oh man. Shadow Mass is getting a lot of damage done to these Hexen. I have absolutely lost my Hex into the Shadow Mastiffs randomly surround when I'm not paying attention, and I'm just like, oh god. Oh, this is horrible. But now double Lancer on the map. They're not going to be able to go and jack the creep, I don't think, but maybe they can go get the Hexen. Ah, yeah, that is a dead Hexen. That is absolutely a dead Hexen. Big win there. Significant win, actually. Because now that means that you're not going to have Hexen for vision. You're not going to have Hexen to give you just a couple more fiends as you go try to creep up the rest of the map. And altogether, a reasonable situation, reasonable trade for Mixu as this game continues. And now, again, these speed Lancers trying to get on top of things. You got to be careful because, well, they don't fight brutes all that well. And trapped into a corner is never going to be great. But even still, I mean, look at it. Oh, God, this position is so good. This position is actually disgusting. Dog blocking things out a little bit. I didn't even know that corner existed, but that is... oh, that is painful. That is really painful. So for now, just kiting away, killing off all the fell hogs, minimizing supply. It's fine. It's 29 out of 44, but minimizing supply just a little bit. And now, third base on the way for Mixu. And this is really how you want to play. Just go, deny scout. There we go. But you just want to go and take advantage of how strong your economy scales. Because that's really what the story... if you think about it, it's kind of like ZVP. Where... you know, in the balance of things, per base, Infernal or Vanguard builds stuff or builds workers faster than the Infernal player does. In the balance of things. Now, exactly how that, you know, it's not quite true because it is 17 seconds for 17 seconds, sure. But you're not spending imps to go and you're not spending workers to make things. You're not spending a worker to go build a meat farm or build production or do anything like that. So in the balance of things, you do produce a little bit faster. But there is Hellspawn Resurgence, which means they effectively inject, right? A more expensive inject that allows you to get a bunch of stuff up at once. So on two bases, you know, theoretically, once you get to 50 Animus, this is something where Mixu or Vortix does build his economy just a little bit faster. But once you get up to three bases, Mixu develops his economy that much better. So third base is done. We do have the sentry post here. And of course, well, healing camp going all like that. So again, the game continues to develop. Hangar bays on the way in case this is a Spriggan build. This is just dotting of the I's and crossing of the T's. And ooh, okay. A medtech is out. Singular medtech. I don't see a biolab. So that's actually really interesting. There's one med tech, of course, to make sure the Lancers get healed up a little bit. But there's no kinetic redirect. There's no quick draw hustle. And again, part of this is because of the greed, right? Because of this fact that Mixu decided to go get this very, very quick third base. I thought we'd be cutting through this. Apparently not. This very, very quick third base. But also, it does mean that this army is... Okay, there we... Where'd the med tech go? I guess it's hiding back. Yeah, okay, it went back home for the time being, getting some energy back up. Oh, there's nothing to give it energy, so I don't know. But for now, this position on the center of the map with the med tech, with these Lancers, even if they don't have upgrades, they do shred these Fiends. So we're going to see kiting away, Fiends fall down, you know, everything else falls down. And, oh, evac as well. Interesting. This is not generally how we see this matchup get played, so I'm very interested to see how this one works. It might just be for drop micro. We might see some drop harass, but only on 2 bases for Vortix. The power of Shroudstone manifestation means that really getting harassed done is not the easiest. So for now, we do have this army in the middle of the map. We do have the resource camp in the middle of the map now claimed by Mixu. Does he have... Where's the upgrade? Where's the biolab? Just doesn't exist, but he does have high command done. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. God, that got scary. And the medtech will fall. I have no idea what it is that Mixu's going for here. I guess he's going for quick helicarriers. Yeah, he's just rushing helicarriers as quickly as possible. Playing on the map with just, you know, this expeditionary force, but it's going to be helicarriers and Graven as well. Okay. Very interesting, very different. There's no sentry post. There's only one sentry post. But now, okay, helicarriers here. It does not have bombers at the moment. Pops just in the nick of time. Overcharges here. Gravens don't do a ton of damage. Not really. Not until they're properly ready. You need it. We do need to see. We really do need to see some sticky bombs going down. But, you know, Bob overcharged. The Graven are doing a reasonable job here. Now, of course, there will be that, yeah, that effigy goes down just briefly, but oh god, this sticky bomb, it shreds them all. Oh, this is disgusting. Okay, apparently this sticky bomb applies to friendly fire too. I did not realize that. So it's not quite as good for the Lancers as I thought it was gonna be, but even still, look at the supply. Look at the supply all of a sudden. Okay, that seems a little bit dicey. Dashes forward, those splits is just not gonna be good enough. And I think Mixu's just won this game. I think Mixu has just gotten away with absolute murder here. I don't know what you're supposed to do. He got quick 3 bases, got himself up to high command, didn't get any upgrades for his Lancers, any upgrades for really anything. The sticky bomb, oh god, you gotta split. Oh, it's so strong. Yeah, and he's just gonna go and he's gonna go build a force field of Lancers onto the backside. Graven jump on top, and there's a Shroudstone manifest. Yes, there is, but bombing run gets damage done. Lancers and Graven should be able to clean up the rest here. This is sick. This is so cool. Coming out of Mixu, dashes forward once again, and yeah, you're in a healing zone, but I mean, who cares, right? The medtech's done now. Medtech is dead, but there's no way this works. There's no way Vortix survives anymore. This is just way, way too much damage. God, this is so cool. This is actually so... Well, I mean, friendly fire there on the bombing runs is not great, but look at it. Okay, so we're going to see Nightfall Infestation goes down. And I think one of these Graven is good. Yes, Graven is dead. So that's not great. These sticky bombs are so good. Helicarriers again on the field here, just getting more damage done. And the other value, by the way, with sticky bomb, gonna go on top of this. Bye-bye. Shadow Flayers cannot join the fray. Other value with sticky bomb, as they blink in and go back, is it means it's a lot easier for these helicarriers to hit things. A lot easier for these helicarrier bombing runs to get the damage they want. And Vortix falls down. Mixu takes the first game in this series. Oh god, this is so cool. So now we're in the game number 2. Boneyard, a much bigger map, a map that has, you know, a little bit less accessible Therium though. So if we talk about Mixu and the way he played in game 1, rushing Helicarrier and rushing Helicarrier Graven, Well, it's not. I don't think it's quite as. I don't think it's quite as easy. I don't think this is quite as easy as we saw in game number 1, right? You can go and try to take this double Therium on 2 bases, but you know, you can try to. It doesn't feel as easy with multiple attack points, multiple setups. It feels like turtling up to turtling up to Helicarrier Graven just doesn't feel as likely as it did in game number 1. So I'm curious to see what it is. I thought we were going to see something different from Mixu compared to what we did. But the build was super cool. Literally the first time that I've seen that. I mean, we saw it. I saw him do something similar. I actually worked out on this map against Celestials in the game that he won on Stormgate Sundays on Sunday. But again, different matchup, right? It doesn't quite work out the same. Now, of course, also, there is only the healing camp. There's no speed camp, so you really can't take advantage of that one. Oh, very nice there. Between the Skullashetta and the couple fiends, actually able to burst down the scout, or excuse me, the Bob, even through the repair healing zone. He's not going to get this one. As he doesn't quite get it low enough, but overcharge is going to get forced out, and this harassment early on is just annoying. Let's see exactly how. I'm really curious to see how. I mean, I don't think this pressure gets that much more. Yeah, a couple more fiends early on, and I do like this aggressive pressure from Vortix. It has been shown to get value, and certainly its sentry post is not going to be allowed to prop up here. One Lancer is going to be done soon. Fighting into the health gap, I mean, it's just not good. He's going to kill the scout, trying to get on top. Ooh, trapped in here in a corner. This is dicey. I don't like this. This does not feel good. Get me out of this wild ride, Mr. Krabs. Mr. Lancer, please let me out of this wild ride. Teleport is going to be okay, but it takes a lot of damage. Now that means the follow-up is not going to be great. Yeah, Kenny SB33 is saying that less Therium on this map is also terrible for Infernals. Yes. But what I'm talking about specifically, I'm not saying is that this map is bad for Vanguard. I'm just saying that I don't think you can go 3-base Helicarrier Graven Turtle that we saw Mixu do in game number 1. I think there are too many attack paths, and Therium is not accessible enough to pull that off. Now, other ideas, absolutely. I think the Bio Ball, I think Exo Lancer Medtech is really strong. I think you can find a lot of value with that. I think you can go Vulcan stuff, and I think that can be pretty cool. Now, you got to be careful about the Weavers, certainly, but that is secondary to exactly what's happening right now, because this is a double vault opening coming out of Vortix. And that's a lot of brutes in the main base. That's a lot of fiends looking to trap things around. Now, nice job here, of course, the scout. The job of the scout is just to zone out as much of the surface area as possible to make sure that these launches get reasonable surface area. So for now, we're going to have 4 brutes. We're going to have the Hexen. Certainly a lot of Therium was getting mined, but not really going to happen anymore. Bouncing around, trying to get on top of the Graven. Not going to get it for the time being. And this rush continues. Vortix, there's no natural on the way. Nothing like that. One Lancer on the low ground trying to get some damage done, but not really going to accomplish all that much. We need to see an overcharge, I think. That Mass Repair is going to keep this alive for now, even through the Infest. And playing around with this health zone makes it so much harder. Makes it significantly harder. Really, really much harder for Vortix to make this aggression happen. Now, there's going to be a sentry post in the healing zone, but it's pretty far away. It's not going to be really in range. Now there's going to be overcharge pop, looking for the surround. Not really going to find it. But it will buy the time. There's going to be this habitat going down. Sentry post ready reasonably soon. Man, this Hexen needs to die. It's so freaking low. But the sentry post, again, now done. We're going to see... There we go. Lancer gets in. Skullashetta doesn't find really what it wants. And with this overcharge, we're seeing brutes starting to go down. We've seen the sentry post get the bounces that they need. So again... As we take a look at this setup, yes, there's an effigy. It's going to last for the next, 15 seconds or so. But this is looking more and more like a hold for Mixu. And by the way, in the main base, still mining Therium up. He still has a central command done here. He's done all of this on single racks. And Vortix is realizing that there is no way he breaks through this. He's just going to tap out. And Mixu moves on to that next round 2-0 over Vortix. And quite honestly, he makes it look easy.